Hi guys, welcome back to the workshop. I'm Nick Reeves and it's my boy Ewan. As the title of this video says, hopefully in this box there is a 5 kilowatt diesel heater. Now, those of you who've been with us a long time will know what's been going on in this workshop. It's a new workshop. I want to get some heat into it. If you've been here even longer, you'll know in the previous workshop it was smaller and it always suffered from being cold, even sometimes during the summer. This should hopefully be a bit more of a solution, a cheaper solution to run than electric heaters. I've got to thank Andy for making me think about these. If you're watching, Andy, cheers, thank you. So this is a bit of an unboxing, thoughts, maybe get it up and running in this video, testing, and then in a later video I'll actually show it fully installed and doing its job. So let's crack on. Right then. So what's in the box? Let's see what we've got. So first things first, we've got a bag of bits. Now there's what looks like an intake filter. There appears to be an inline fuel filter. Some Jubilee clips, nuts and bolts, some sort of spring or something in there, another clamp. That's the bits and pieces. What's this box? Some more bits and pieces that the bolts falling out of. So that's a bracket. Ah, it's a silencer and another bolt. So we've got a silencer there. So that's just straight through. Destruction manual. Is it in English? Oh yes, good. Does it talk about the electronics side of it? The different modes. Shows you how to strip it down. Shows you what not to do. Where to put it. So this, by the looks of it, is actually the manual for just the heater part of this. Not as built as a complete unit with fuel tank. Yeah, so there is actually a bit of a description on how to operate the LCD screen control type thing. Right, if you can hold the box, move the box. Right, so in the bottom here, we've got one of them. Lots of them. So on first look, this looks like quite a nice compact little unit. It's it hasn't even got a remote control. Don't know what the remote control's for yet, but it's got a remote control. LCD screen, fairly standard. So these 4 outlets go on here, so you can direct it wherever you want it to go. I don't we'll be using that yet. That's going to be an intake line and a lightweight, I assume, stainless steel exhaust. That's quite flexible actually, which is good. Right, so what else we got? At the back, it's got a power supply lead, so that's just going to be 12 volt, which we can change and modify because it's just onto studs, onto terminals. Yeah, all looks pretty good. Is the fuel tank, yep.
Got a large open.
Yeah, we'll take the cover off. As you just said, there's latches here to take the top off. Have a look in here. What have we got? We'll take the lid off the fuel tank. one diesel heater with a fuel tank. Pump in the back here. Again, I don't know how well you get to see from over there. There's a pump in here. It's all fairly simple, to be honest. So this would be your cold air inlet, warm air outlet. Fuel tank's just sitting loose. Okay, so we might do something with that. So they've given in the box here a fuel filter. I'm assuming it's a fuel filter anyway. Not quite sure where that's going to sit, but I'm sure we'll figure out something with that. I might also get a different one to put in line. Yeah, initial look, it looks pretty good, pretty sturdy. And so this is the 5 kilowatt one. On the side here, just looking at it, it says 1 to 5 kilowatts. I'm guessing that's depending on the setting, the level you have it on. What I'll do is I'll bring you in and have a look at all the different bits and pieces. Okay, so as I said, instruction manual that's probably in Chinglish. Haven't really read it yet. This is the hardware bag. So there's what looks like a fuel filter, but I haven't really inspected it yet. Air inlet filter, various clamps and hardware. We'll have a look at that as it goes along. Muffler for the exhaust. Don't know if we need that yet or not, but it's good to have it. 4 lengths of hot air ducting. 1 length of burner exhaust ducting and burner air intake ducting. The actual unit itself, I said it's all pretty substantial. On the back you've got your 12 volt input. These burner units actually come about from going to caravans, motorhomes, camper vans, RVs, things like that. And this has just been modified so it's in a case and it's got a fuel tank with it, so it's a standalone unit. So yeah, quite impressed with that. On the bottom, you can help me turn it over again. On the bottom, that will be your fuel inlet. I don't know how well you'll be able to see that. Burner hot air outlet and burner cold air inlet. So yeah, all looks pretty good. What we'll do is get it all put together, see what it looks like, see if we can't get it to fire up, just have a little bit of a play with it, and we'll come back to you when we get to that stage. Right, so had a good look at the bits and pieces. Got it a bit sort of jury rigged just now. We've got a 240 to 12 volt power supply, 20 amp or 30 amp. That's going to give us our 12 volts to the machine. So reading this manual, at the minute I haven't got the first clue how to prime the controls. So what I'm going to do is literally turn it on and you're going to see exactly what happens as we turn it on. So it's saying we've got 12 volt on there. Open that door quickly. That's fine, that's fine. Go into here. Go on this, please. So it's showing that the fan's running, it's showing the glow plug is on, and it's flashing. I don't know how well you'll be able to see, it's flashing green and red on the intake outlet. The pump hasn't started going yet. So it might just be a cycle it has to go through. I'm sure we're here when it starts to fire up.
Turn it on.
Right, can you concentrate in front of this?
That's what
Smell what?
Fumes. Coming out of the exhaust.
Right, that's the pump just started clicking away to take some fuel up. Right, quickly, give me the camera. So you might be able to see here, the fuel is starting to be drawn up. I haven't actually pre-primed this. So as the pump gets quicker, it should fire up. You can possibly see there's a bit of warm air coming out of the exhaust.
Is it warm air or is it fumes?
It'll be fumes, but it'll be warm, won't it?
Yeah. There's not much that seems to be going outside.
So the pump speed's getting quicker. Glow plug's still on. Pump stopped for some reason. So that might be a failed start because I'm not getting the fuel through. I'll certainly try. So we're getting a bit of burning action going out of the end there. Fuel is going up through the pump now. Not getting anything out of the warm exhaust yet. That's getting even faster. Just noticed the glow plug light's gone off, so it is actually burning properly now.
Any heat?
No, there's no heat yet.
It's not working. It's not.
There is air coming out of it.
Oh, it's not heating.
Error 08. Not sure. So we're going to let it do its thing and shut down. Yeah. I suspect it's not. So my guess just now is that that's shut down because it hasn't got enough fuel through from the pump to the burner to light it up and run properly. I've watched a few videos on these and it's a common problem. You can prime it, but I know it has self-primed. I can see there's fuel up into the pump. I haven't actually checked to see if fuel's come all the way down yet, but it does look like it has. Yeah, there's fuel all the way down to the burner. So we'll let it do its thing and try again. And while it's doing that, we'll have a look, see what this error 08 is. So, just trying again. The error cleared itself as soon as I said start up again. I'm doing exactly the same thing again now. It's got the glow plug on. Fairly low fan speed, there's no warmth coming out of here yet. But so the glow plug's on, there's a bit of heat coming out of the exhaust, I should say a bit of smoke. There's a bit of heat coming out of there. I just have to watch it and see what it does. people won't be able to read that at that distance. That's a better noise.
Why?
We haven't heard it coming out of there before, have we? Like that. Yeah, and there's warmth. So there's warmth now coming out of here, even though you can't feel it yet.
Yeah, there is. I feel it.
And we can actually hear that there's exhaust coming out. There's actually a bit of brown smoke coming out for some reason. Not quite sure what that is.
Black smoke.
The fuel pump's ramping up. Glow plug's just gone off. I'm not quite sure what the temperature is. I think that's ambient temperature, which is about right. So the exhaust smoke is cleared. There's no exhaust smoke out of that just now. There's a fair bit of heat coming out of there. It's still ramping up. So yeah, it's running away just now. I'm just going to try this in a moment to shut it down. I'll show you what it's doing just now. So just now it's on, I don't know how well you'll be able to see. I've managed to figure out that means it's on a temperature target. At the minute the target is 20 degrees. Currently sitting at 7 degrees, but we have got the door wide open and the exhaust going straight out. It is quite loud, but there is a nice amount of warm air coming out of here. So let's see if this works. Pressing the off button. And I suspect now it's going to go through a cool down cycle to make sure everything works. So while that's cooling down, let's talk you through what we've done here. This isn't fully installed, this is just for testing. All the lines, like the exhaust line and the inlet line, are literally just pushed on, they're not clamped on. Obviously the cover's not on, because I wanted to see everything going on inside, and I wanted to make sure it worked. What I'm going to do just now is let it all cool down, shut down however it's meant to be, and then I'm going to try starting it up again with the remote, make sure that works. I'll see how far away it works, because if it can work from the house, great. And then we're going to see about getting it installed. That'll probably be tomorrow, and quite possibly in the next part of the video. So as you can hear, it's still going through its process of cooling down, which is fine. It's just making sure everything cools down, doesn't break it. Once it's installed, we can get it up and running properly. We'll see if we can't get this whole place up to a nice working temperature while the outside is still cold, and go from there. So it's a couple of days after the last bit of video. Had the heater on all day yesterday. A little bit of background to what the environment we're in just now. It was -6 outside yesterday, and this garage is, I don't know how big it is. I'll put a thing on the screen somewhere when I work out how big it is. This heater was on full blast all day, and it only seemed to raise the temperature in here by 4 degrees. But in doing that, it used half a tank of diesel. So I think that's about 2.5 litres of diesel. I know at full chat they do use a lot of fuel, and it is cold outside, and it isn't. No, it is cold in here, so it's doing its best to warm up in here. So it's done alright. We did notice that when we went out of the garage into the house, and then after lunch, say, came back out to the garage, we could feel that it wasn't cold, but it wasn't warm either. So it was usable temperature. But it's installed where it's going to be. There's still a few more things I need to do, but I'll show you what we've got. Okay, so the heater is located down here, close to the door. This ducting on here, it's all just loose just now. It can easily just come off. It's just experimented to see if it was any good with directing heat around. Didn't really appear to be any good. It's on its lowest setting just now. I've turned it right down just so you can hear me. When it's on full bore, it's not excessively loud, but it's probably louder than what a lot of people might like. I mean, even on its lower setting just now, I can hold my hand there, but I don't know how long I'd be able to hold my hand there for. That's getting pretty warm just now. That's on its lowest setting. You might be able to see just down there, the exhaust is going out through the wall. I'll show you that in a second outside. The power is still just coming through this power supply just now, and again, that's going to be mounted up some up here eventually. The air intake is just propped up here like that, and that's going to get a bracket made and have it fully fitted. But one thing I have done is, as you can see, the control panel, this control panel was on the front here. I noticed that the temperature on it in this corner, it was getting erratic readings. It was ramping right up, getting really hot, and then come back down again. And I think it was to do with the fact that it's too close to the outlets. So I just moved it up here. There's a little hole in the back of the unit. Just disconnected it at this connector, ran the cabling through the back, and just screwed it to the wall here. And as you can see at the minute, it's showing H1, which is heater setting 1, and apparently it's 7 degrees in here. I don't think it is. I think it's still a bit colder than that. But I'm going to try and get it up as high as possible today with the temperature. So what I'll do just now is I'll put this back to its thermometer setting, or whatever you want to call it. So that's now got a target setting of 25 degrees, and I can hear, I don't know if you'll be able to hear, but I can hear the fan speeds ramping up, and the burner speed and the pump speed is ramping up, and this will go up to, I think, 6 bars here. It's on 2 bars just now. That'll go up to 6 bars, and that's it on full chat. So I'll show you outside. So this is the back of this. So this is the current state outside. Just see it coming through there. We're going to have to get some sort of fiberglass packing in here and some sort of grill on the outside. There's a few things I want to do with the heater before I make that final decision. So it's going to stay like this for a little while. So yeah, that's the diesel heater. I'm currently standing right in front of it. I don't know how much noise you'll be able to hear from it. It is quite noisy on full chat, but it does quiet down a hell of a lot when it reaches its idle. Once it reaches its target temperature, it does calm down quite a lot. Now bear in mind, these are designed for smaller spaces than what this is. So it's not so much struggling, but it's doing the best it can. Once we're fully insulated in here, I'm sure it'll work a lot better. And also I suspect once it's outside
is a bit warmer than minus figures, it will work a lot better as well. So in general, is it worth the money? Yeah, I paid 100 quid for this. I believe you can get them a bit cheaper. I've also read some people buying the cheaper ones are getting things like the muffler not included. If I can, I'll put a link to the actual one that I bought. At the time of filming, it's there. Yeah, on the whole, really happy with it. Hopefully it'll do the job that I want it to do, and I suspect in a while, maybe 6 months, a year down the line, I'll come back and do an update video on it, see how it's performing. There's a few more little things that I want to do to the installation to make it better, more permanent, shall we say, but that'll come in time. So yeah, from me, Nick Reeves, I'll see you again soon.